Been in more than 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Simon. How long should it take to harness a winning mentality?
I mean, look, you can buy a winning mentality.
Yes, you can.
That's a silly observation because that's precisely what teams have done. That's why Chelsea and Man City have been so dominant over the last 17, 18 years. Certainly Man City for the last 10 and Chelsea from 2003 on when Abramovich bought the club. So that's a silly observation. I don't like the way he speaks at times because he speaks in terms of no one can quite understand where he's positioning what he's actually saying. The bottom line is that Tottenham Hotspur with Conte, the manager's given a different narrative, and you're going to not like this, but the dynamics of Mourinho and Espirito Santo, they were given a narrative through the press from the get-go. Espirito Santo was billed as somebody that plays a boring brand of football. Spurs didn't really want him. He's a downgrade. Mourinho comes in, he's a troublemaker, he's divisive, he's a busted flush, he's a dinosaur, all he does is fall out with people. Conte comes in the door, he's the solution, he's a serial winner, he's the guy that can fix all the problems. So the narrative through the mediums that actually influence people's thinking is that certainly we get a different set of dynamics and a different set of thought processes. Danny's absolutely right. What can you do? I mean, Davinson Sanchez was scandalously poor, right? But then there's been discussions about him for some time. But you also look at the goalkeeper and say, what is it? I mean, the second goal isn't the goal.
No, it's not just him.
They can still do better.
It starts
than
from his poor decision to put
sloppy mindset, sloppy outlook. And you look at Tottenham, and you look at Son looks off the pace. They look all off the pace, and it might just because they're adjusting to the manager. We've been building an alternative narrative about the Conte situation, which is poor old Conte has been sold a pup and he's going to be on his bike in the summer.
Exactly.
Right? When actually it's Conte that's got the job to do.
Yeah.
If we look at Tottenham Hotspur and say if they were to win their 2 games, and by the way, when we look at the teams that they've played, Wolverhampton Wanderers are a very good side, but more importantly, Southampton are an exceedingly good side because they put Man City into a difficult position. They put Manchester United into a very difficult position this weekend, and they've given Spurs their head during the middle of the week. So it's no surprise that Southampton are one of these games that Spurs have lost to. We're looking at going, Spurs have got beaten at home by Southampton. Southampton are a good side.
Well, let's just put something
specifically on Tottenham. When's he going to start motoring?
Take away results for a second. There was a lot of talk before he went in about the effort commitment of the players. Are they with Nuno? Are they giving their all, etc., etc. What is evident in the numbers is that since he's gone in there, Conte, the sprint, the physical output, the distance covered has gone through the roof.
Yep.
So he's creating a better work ethic and they're responding to that.
But they can't do it.
But the results come with extra quality as well as work ethic. You can't...
So they're not good enough.
You can't just... Correct. No. You can't just...
That's the bottom line. They're not good enough.
They're not good enough.
You can't just run more and be better.
Right.
You have to run more.
So he's good enough, but the players aren't.
Well, yeah, and I think also, let's not forget the way he is. If we're led to believe of everything we've heard of previous players, he's a taskmaster and they are working their proverbials off on the training pitch. And that can initially have a detrimental effect on the performances. But Simon's right. They played a damn good Southampton game, which ended up like a cup tie.
Yeah.
For some reason. They were both trying to win the game and they lost it trying to win it, Tottenham, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's not
which the Tottenham fans will take more of.
That's not the end of the world. What's more worrying is when you and Simon mentioned the word mindset. When they're going
Simon's getting a lot of mentions.
When they're going into mindset's a really good word, in that when you go out the next game, the one thing you don't do is you start the game giving them a heads up and giving them a free goal. You've got to just make these decisions based on where you're at in the season. And in that So today we're going to be on the front foot. If we have to play some long balls, we've got one of the biggest, best strikers in the Europe who can have a fight. Let's get up there. Let's get them on the back
foot. But to go
foot.
to your point, Jim, I think you say this is not what we expected. Maybe we expected Conte to come out raring with what he hasn't got.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to do that until the summer. I think he knew. I don't like the way he speaks, riddle me this and riddle me that, and we don't quite understand. Come out and say something, man.
Yeah.
Say something. Say it wasn't good enough. Oh, we're going to be buying players in the summer. Say something for the love of God. Stop keep riddling people.
Don't skirt round it.
So people don't really know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But that might be because he doesn't want to give people a steer in what his plans are. But if we get to the summer and Tottenham don't spend £100 million plus on players, then I don't understand what the project was.
Right.
Then I don't understand what the project
was.
was.
So, I mean, Tottenham fans this morning, are you simply of a mind now, and this is what's coming over loud and clear this morning, your players currently are not good enough. For whatever reason,
but they
ain't good enough, and they're not going to take you where you want to go. Is it as simple as that? 03717 223344. Also, Simon, you mentioned the Wolves. They are banging contention, are they not? 4 points off West Ham. They've got 2 games in hand on West Ham, and they are motoring in the right direction. They're going upwards. Can you dream? Can you dream? Top 6, top 4? Can you dream?
Why not?
Absolutely.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.